It is well known to all that Swami Nikhilananda ji Maharaj was a great soul, a great monk, and a literary giant. He was the founder of the New York Ramakrishna Vivekananda Vedanta Center, the second center after that 1894 founded Swami Vivekananda himself of the Vedanta Society of New York. His was the second one. And Swami Nikhilananda ji Maharaj was the direct disciple of Ma Sharoda. Not only so, he translated number of scriptures. I should say the greatest work that he did was the English translation of Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, that is Kathamrita of Ramakrishna, was translated by Swami Nikhilananda ji himself. He translated number of scriptures, including the present one that I am going to read, the BHAGAVAD Gita. And I shall be, I shall be able to read only the preface of the BHAGAVAD Gita that was translated from Sanskrit by Swami Nikhilananda. On the front cover, I shall start reading the William Ernest Hocking, what he wrote about this work. May this majestic poem find its way into the familiar literary friendship of many readers and contribute to the sense of spiritual kinship with the most gifted people of Asia, akin to us both in blood and in language, William Ernest Hocking wrote. Now I am going to read the preface portion only from this translation of Bhagavad Gita by Swami Nikhilananda ji Maharaj. Among the sacred books of India, the Bhagavad Gita occupies a very high place. The study of the Gita, the Upanishads and the Brahma Sutras with their commentaries is a discipline for orthodox Hindu sannyasis of the Vedantist school. Hindus of all denominations, householders and sannyasis, men and women, young and old, derive spiritual inspiration from its study. A wandering monk who has given up all earthly possessions often carries a pocket edition of the Gita. It is an excellent manual of Hinduism. The teachings of Gita are presented in the form of a dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjuna. The background of a battlefield imparts a dramatic charm. Sri Krishna, the teacher, is regarded by Hindus as the Lord Himself in a human form. A student absorbed in the book often forgets its historical character and feels as though many of its inspiring passages are directly addressed to himself by the Lord, who is the inner guide of all. The suggestiveness of the book is almost without limit if it is read with the right attitude of mind. Many of the passages written in aphoristic form can be memorized and recalled at the time of meditation or in those moments of life when spiritual inspiration is required. There are many who regard the story behind the Gita not as historical fact but as an allegory. To them, Arjuna represents the individual soul and Sri Krishna, the Supreme Soul dwelling in every heart. Arjuna's chariot is the body, the blind king Dhritarashtra is the mind under the spell of ignorance, and his 100 sons are man's numerous evil tendencies. Battle, a perennial one, is ever going on between the power of good and the power of evil. The warrior who listens to the advice of the Lord speaking from within will triumph in this battle and attain the highest good. The Hindu philosophers have never been satisfied with the mere intellectual understanding of a religious treatise. Scripture is simply a key to the infinite storehouse of knowledge that lies within every human soul. The purpose of philosophy, darshana, is to enable its student to see the truth, that is, to realize it in direct experience. Hence, certain moral and spiritual disciplines are necessary in order to create the right mood for study of the scriptures. Hinduism lays down 4 such disciplines, namely discrimination between the real and the unreal, renunciation of the unreal, the acquisition of 6 virtues, control of the mind, control of the senses, forbearance, restraining the mind from being distracted by worldly objects, faith in the words of the teacher and the scriptures, and concentration, and lastly, the longing for liberation. Inwardness of spirit cultivated through self-control and contemplation enables the student of the scriptures to grasp their subtle meaning, which otherwise remains hidden from the mere intelligent reader. It is an immemorial custom among the Hindus to read the Gita as a part of the daily devotions. Without it, prayer and meditation do not seem to be complete. The present translation is intended to serve this purpose. A minimum of footnotes has been given so that the mind of the reader may not be distracted. An extensive glossary of Sanskrit and unusual English terms has been added. The pronunciation of the Sanskrit words is explained in a diacritical table. It is hoped that this translation may help the English reading public of Europe and America to understand the spiritual foundation of Hinduism and its practical character. The Gita enables one to grapple with the problems of daily life from the higher standpoint of spirit. May we always remember that our life on earth has a purpose larger than we see. Nikhilananda, Ridgely Manor, Stone Ridge, New York, August 17, 1943. Om Sri Ramakrishna Arpano Mastu.